Om Shanti. Can you hear me?
Om Shanti. Yes, we can hear you.
Let's start the session. Come to the sitting posture. Keep your back neck straight, aligned. Eyes, bring the awareness towards your alignment. Observe how's your back, your neck, your shoulder, the posture. Remain in the posture for a few seconds. Deep long slow inhalation, deep long slow exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Inhale for the 3 times Om along with Shanti. Inhale. Feel the vibration, sensation. Join the breath count, rapid count. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm. Gently open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Shanti. So welcome to the Ayurveda class. So till now, we discussed about how the diseases are formed, what happens when you take, when your your Agni is imbalance, what happens when the Tri dosha is imbalance, and how Ama is produced by your body, and how the Saptadhatu is also affected. Now, from today, we're going to talk about the solution, what we can do, and how we can prevent these disease, disorder, mental or psychological problems. So the most important part in the prevention is played by the diet. Diet plays very crucial role. So today topic is Mitahara. I'll write it down for you. Mitahara. So Mitahara, Mitahara, Mitahara. Note it down, and then this is the most important part, especially um, even in the Hatha Yoga. Many Hatha yogis, many Asian yogis, they believe that the diet play very important role in order to control any disorder or any disease, and even for the prevention and for the cure required the diet control. So myth ahar, if we're gonna break the word in this two parts, myth means literal meaning of the mitahar is myth is sweet, ahar, this one, food, sweet food. The first meaning is this. Second meaning is moderate diet. So myth means moderate and ahar means diet. Second meaning. So sweet food or moderate diet. These are the two literal meanings of mitahar. So diet, whatever you are especially when we talked about even in the previous session, your annamaya kosha. Your annamaya kosha is made of the food. Your whole body, this is the annamaya kosha. Your DNA, your chromosome, everything. Your plasma, your blood, saptadhatu, remember? Your plasma, your blood, your tissues, your fat, your bones, your skeleton system, your reproductive organs, everything, the bone marrow, everything is made of the food. Even cells made of the food. Your DNA made of the food. Everything is becomes, everything is made of the food. So that is the Annamaya. So Annamaya is the food is very important role because the way you eat, that's become you. Whatever you eat, it becomes you. So Asian yogis find out if we correct our diet, if we correct our, especially the food, and we know what time what we're gonna eat, and if we control these things, not suppressing, but little bit control we require, little bit discipline we require. If we follow the discipline of the diet, many diseases you can prevent, and many diseases you can find the cure just by adapting the balanced diet, whatever your body requires. Accordingly, if you're eating, then you remain healthy, you remain fit. So These are the most important part of your lifestyle. Today, modern people think that okay, doesn't matter whatever we're gonna eat, we need to burn the calories. So we can have the pizza, we can have the pasta, we can have the pakoda or fried French fries or these things. But actually, it is not concept of burning the calories. The fitness, which is right now, which related to the burning the calories, this is not the concept in the Ayurveda. We doesn't want to just burn the calories. Doesn't require to remain to become a healthy person. Because what kind of food you are giving, the the diet, whatever you're taking, what is how the food is prepared, what energy it is used for cooking, and uh, how long you are preserving that food. Everything would become, and who is preparing your food. That is also you have to count. So very much important. These aspects we're gonna discuss about in detail, and you're gonna learn about it. That if you know what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat, and how to cook, how to prepare your food, and which utensil you have to use, there's a little bit more elaboration. Just not only just burning or just not having the calories or just reducing the calories. This is the concept of the health right now. But in Ayurveda, we have all other aspect of the health, which we're gonna cover in the coming section. So this is the introduction of the Mitahara. Now let's talk about the first part of the Mitahara, that is sweet food or the moderation of the diet. Okay. So now come to the sweet food. Sweet food means first thing we're gonna talk about how to eat and which position for eating. How to eat. This related to the sweetness of the food. So sweet food, if you think about it, okay, everybody is had the craving of the sweetness, and especially those people who are love about the Indian sweets or bakery sweets. But actually, here we are not talking about that kind of sweetness. We're talking about the way you are eating the food. The sweet food here means how you are basically chewing the food and also the sweet food, but the natural sweetness we are talking about. So, if you see the Asian yogis, even in that culture, many cultures, people offer the sweet first, and then later on they add other things. But first they start with the meal with the sweet. And sweet have the full energy, which specifying the mind activity and specifying the physical activity also. Sweetness, you take small part of the sweet. It's not like you have to fill your belly with the sweetness. You eat very small portion of the sweetness. That small portion of the sweetness, if you're taking it, it provides the much energy to your body to work out the whole day. So, and not giving your system overload, right? Otherwise, you keep eating lots of things and energy, you feel okay, not that much energy is coming to your body. But if you take especially the natural sweets like jaggery, honey, or these things you should add in your diet. Or in ancient time we have the laddu. Uh, these are the Indian sweets, and many varieties of the mithais we have. If anybody has experience with the sweets, Indian sweets, which made of the pure, A2 level ghee. They use jaggery, mishri. They use in order to add the more sweet in the food. Then kheer, the rice pudding, which naturally we make. That these are the sweet food which Asian yogis love to have. They start their day with having these things. They take heavy breakfast. So in breakfast, they take a kheer or the rice pudding, which we call sweet rice pudding, or lots of fruits, sweet fruits like which is having the high sweetness, or laddu, barfi. These sweets they are having it. But I cannot comment on the bakery products because mostly bakery products are having the sugar and the white flour, which is not good for your body. So if you are having the bakery products and how they are preparing, that is also the questionable. The procedure of making is also plays very important role. In coming session, we're gonna talk about it. But right now, this sweet food is basically giving you the full energy which you can utilize rest of the day, and make you active physically and mentally. So that is the one meaning of the Mitahara, Asian time. Now, sweetness, how to eat, how you can add sweetness in your diet when the way you are eating. So chewing the food properly, this is the way to balance your three dosha also, especially the vata. Vata go in balance when you open up your mouth and while talking you are having the meal. So your vata would be increased. So what's gonna imbalance later on the pit and the kapha in combination personality. So very much important that you chew the food properly and while closing your mouth, not talking. Many people they don't know how to eat, and even nobody is telling them, and because of that, in spite of having the healthy food, everything they are maintaining it, but they get still imbalance of the three dosha. Why? Because they are not uh, changing their way of eating. This is the first rule you have to follow, and from today itself you start following it the moment I'm telling you, because it's it's work on your body. It's gonna give you quick result to you. If you eat anything, you have to chew properly like solid become liquid. That's the way you have to eat and without talking. So keep chewing the food until unless it's become liquid in your mouth. And then it have to go and passes from the esophagus tube to your stomach and then small intestine later on. And when you chew the food for little longer period of time, you can observe that it start becoming the sweet because you have the salivary glands in your mouth which secrete certain enzymes to absorb the sugar from the food. So food's digestion starts happening immediately when you are chewing it. And it's become easy for the stomach later on to digest rest of that food. And understand your belly doesn't have that seat you are having in your mouth. So you have to grind this liquid, make it the thick paste. And another thing, in your mouth you have that line. Right now, if you see, people are crazy about the alkaline food, alkaline water, but actually, if you eat in proper way, You have alkaline in your mouth, and you by just chewing properly, the acidic food become the alkaline in nature, and it gonna pacify acidic of your stomach. So how to eat? Chew as much as you can, and it's not 32 times or 33 times or 50 times or 60 times. You can't do the counting, right? But you can observe these things that solid become liquid. So that much you have to choose, and that you can feel all the taste becomes sweet because your body has 72% what what you consume. Not 70, 70% you require your brain, your body requires sweetness. Sweetness which is coming from protein or fat related food items like wheat flour, ragi, or rice. These are the sweet related food. All the protein item of the foods where you have protein is everywhere available in almost all the grains and the rice. So you can have those things and by chewing it, you can make convert into the sweetness. So this is the first how to eat. Now which position you have to eat use for eating? I'll show you the picture actually clearly. So they say this posture is called Vajrasana. This is the ideal posture of eating, but um, this is the best posture for having your meal. But this posture creates the problem, especially when you have knee weakness or knee problems. In that time, you can either sit on the Sukhasana instead of the Vajrasana, or any posture which you require sitting on the ground, connected to the gravity, connected to the floor, your floor. That that is the ideal position. And even with the cross leg Sukhasana, you can just sit and enjoy your meal. First, or the best one is the Vajrasana. Even in the Japan, they train since childhood to the kids that they have to sit in the Vajrasana and they enjoy. And this is the ceremony is going on in the Japan where all the people are sitting on the ground and having their food fest, doing their food fest. So sitting on the ground in the Vajrasana is most important and very scientific reason behind of it because when you sit, you can see this part, your calf muscles, this area is suppressed and blood flow does not go past this. The blood flow is here, you required in your belly, this area. And when you cross your legs, when you sit in the Vajrasana, blood flow does not go towards your leg side, and then you save your blood, which again go back to your belly side. And save it work on the pranic energy. For digestion, you require the pran, the pranvayu. These are names of the pranvayu like samana prana. So samana prana, the name of that pran. Saman pran is basically helping your digestion, stimulation, and absorption. So that prana is not transferring towards any other part of the body, remaining in your stomach area. And by sitting in this posture, you it's improved. You're working on your pranavayu, samana pranavayu, and it increase your jatharagni. And then you have the proper jatharagni and the digestion stimulates. One other thing, by sitting in this posture, you basically this area is suppressed, and then there is a Vajra Nadi. This is the Nadi, Vajra. That's why it's called Vajrasana. Vajra, Nadi, the pranic channel, which basically connected to the stomach. This is located here, and by suppressing it, it's connected to the stomach, and then it stimulates your agni. And it's said that if you start training yourself sitting in the vajrasana, your body become like strong like a vajra, like vajra means very strongest weapon of this planet, which Lord God possessing it. So you become that much strong by sitting in this posture. And this is the only posture which you have to practice after having your meal or during the meal. You eat in this posture or at the after, if you cannot eat in this posture, your knee is aching and certain problems in your knee, ankle or other points, then you can just sit cross-legged Sukhasana, and later on 5 minutes after that, after your meal, completing your meal, you can sit for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, totally up to you, and gradually and slowly you can increase this posture to sit in this posture. So this is the benefit of the sitting posture when you are having a meal. We in modern times people are eating while driving the car. I've seen people even while walking on the LA on the street. I've seen many people standing on the queue. They are having sipping their coffee or other things. These things are weakening their bones and weakening their sattva dhatu. Understand? If you're standing and you're eating or you're drinking anything, it's gonna affect your whole body system, and it's not properly digested by your body. And if not properly digested by your body, it's gonna even affect it, your mala, and your body start producing the ama, and then vicious cycle start where you have many problems. So very much important that you have to sit comfortably. Anything, whatever you're giving to your body, doesn't matter. Drinking the water, or your tea or coffee, anything. You have to sit and sitting on the ground because gravity plays very important role in the digestion if you sit on the ground because of the gravity your food properly will digest. So you have to sit on the ground and then have your meal or your drink. While walking, while talking, while running, or while doing any action, you shouldn't be eating or drinking. And people doesn't have the time for eating and drinking. They are just running on. I don't know where they are going because ultimately you have to die, right? Your destination is death, and one day you're gonna die. But people where they are going with these things, I really don't know. So you have to sit, keep your body still, and then enjoy the meal. while moving. You cannot, your body would not be taking anything if you're moving. So movement should be stopped if you're gonna intake anything. So understand this is the most important part of the Ayurveda. Do not ignore this part, and from today itself you have to start correct your eating, that you have to chew the food that much that it becomes liquid in your mouth, liquid in your mouth, and then you have to develop it. Later on, second thing, correct your posture of the eating. Okay, correct your posture of eating.
बीमारी लगती फिर स्ट्रॉन्ग रहती बॉडी लगता है फूड
Guys, who is talking?
sorry ma'am that was from my side
Okay, okay. That's okay. So take the pledge today. These two things you wanna improve. One, the way of eating. Understand alkaline is here in your mouth. The way you eat, it plays very important role in your physics, especially in absorption and in the digestion. And I keep talking about digestion plays very important role in your body because this is the kitchen part. And if kitchen is not clean and strong, and the fire is not strong in the kitchen, rest of the body, all the sapta dhatu gonna be affected by that thing. Because all the sapta dhatu is made of the food. And if food is not properly cooked and it's not absorbed, prevention starts with the one thing, correction, the way of eating, and especially the sitting position. And there's more things waiting for you, but today you have to take the pledge and start immediately because if you're not implementing these things on the life, this becomes list. Then there is no point of I'm giving you lecture and you are listening. This whole things are pointless. You have to implement everything now on whatever I'm gonna suggest you and whatever I'm gonna tell you. Even whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It's all about doing the experiment and to see that thing is working and not working, you have to experiment on yourself. Then you can figure out, I have to accept it for long and adopt this, make my habit or not. Then you can decide. But before implementing, before implementing, even you cannot understand the Ayurveda chart, and we cannot go further in the yoga therapy. It's very much important. These small things you have to, otherwise you're going to forget about it. So now Ayurveda, at very first class, I talked about it. It's a habit. If you implement it, it's become your habit, and then you're never going to forget. It becomes your life. And Ayurveda is a way of living the life. So it's very much important. These two things from now, today, you have to correct it. Tomorrow, share the experience. So today, this is the homework for you guys. Correct your sitting posture, sitting on the ground and making your plates, going, keeping on the ground, doing the little forward bending. So it's more like I'll show you how you're gonna do. So it's like you're sitting like this and then going forward and then plate is on the ground and then you are having your meal like this and with your hands. I'll tell you the importance of the hand in tomorrow's session. But don't use spoon and knife. Wash your hands properly and then use your hand. Okay. And little bit lean forward. Why we are going lean forward? There is again the science. When you go forward bending, you compressing your belly and automatically gonna eat less. And but why? How today in modern world? How they are eating? they are removing their belts and they're just going backward. So they are pushing the food in their belly, and then they come up with the problems, another problem, that is the overeating. So this posture is very scientific, to forward, go forward, lean forward, and then having your knees compressing your stomach, automatically stomach compress, and there's a less space, and in few amounts you are having, and very it's quickly gonna digest. So this way you can sit, or Vajrasan in you can sit. One another posture I want to tell you, this one leg, the left of the stomach. You can use this posture where left side of the leg is pressing your stomach area, and then you going forward. Okay, understand this is the very Asian posture. It's like mostly village in the village and tribal people, they are sitting in this posture and naturally because they know the science. Maybe some they cannot explain you, but they know how to eat. Even if you go into the village side, many people they eat in, especially in Indian village, so they eat in this manner. And we say, oh, this is very uncivilized. But sitting on the chair and using the table and spoon and other things, it doesn't make you civilized and educated, right? So now you have to take the stand in the society. I know it's very difficult because when you go in cafe and when you're hanging out in the good profile people, but I I don't consider them they are very civilized or educated. But because my definition of civilization and education is different. But still it's very difficult to, changing these things which is which connect you to the ground, and you look uncivilized the way you are sitting and these things. But at your home, at least do this practice, and when you get the confidence, you can do publicly, like I do publicly. So I'm not afraid what other people are saying to me or other people think about me. So I don't change my habits just because to make them to look myself good or to take the good feedback from others. I don't care about much. So, but for you, at least start from the home, okay? But when you go public, the way the social norms are telling, you can behave in that manner. But at your home, at least change these things. And when you see it brings a good benefit to you and you get the good confidence, implement it everywhere. Okay, so this is all about today. Any question, any doubt?
No doubts, thank you.
Okay, so let's end the session with a one-time Om and Shanti Shanti. Close your eyes, keep your mouth free. Take a deep long breath. When you breathe in, feel from your eyes, feel the wind, peacefully while looking at it. Gently open our eyes and feel sunshine. So bye bye guys. Meet in teaching class. Take care.
Thank you. Om Shanti.